Coming up on Thursday next week, you have the chance to stop by another free lecture over at the medical school on the UMD campus. And here to talk about the surprising influence of breathing on the brain is the head of the Department of Biomedical Sciences over at the U of M Medical School in Duluth here, Professor Dr. Detlef Heck. Professor, thank you for being here with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me, and thank you for highlighting our research talk series.
Of course.
I also want to thank Cheryl Anderson in our department, who has actually had the idea and initiated this sequence and is running it now with her colleague. And they're doing a great job.
Right.
So
it's just awesome that you get to share this information.
Yes.
Let's talk about the research that you will be sharing with the public next
Right.
week. What exactly is the surprising influence when it comes to breathing on the brain?
So we all know that we breathe to keep oxygen, in our nerve cells and in the brain. What we found is that when we breathe, not only do we take in oxygen, but the process of breathing induces input to the brain that actually changes the brain activity. So that is different from just making sure the brain has enough food and oxygen. It actually modulates the very activity that allows us to think and move and sense. So every breath we take moves that brain activity up and down. And not only that, there's other oscillations in the brain that are modulated by the breathing. So we first found that in mice, but now it has become a whole research field where many labs are studying this, and it's also occurring in humans.
Sure.
And we can show that there are actual influences on our cognitive performance. For example, a simple example is when we look at something, a sequence of pictures, you will memorize the pictures that you saw while you inhale better than the pictures that you see while you exhale. It's subtle differences, but it shows that this is actually meaningful. It's not just a scientific fun fact.
Sure. Is there a difference between breathing intentionally doing so or breathing, breathe automatically, like 20,000 times a day? Is there a difference when we decide to intentionally breathe before an activity?
There is a big difference, and it has been known for a long time, right, that breathing exercises can calm you down. And we now understand a little bit better why that actually is, that breathing exercises activate your parasympathetic nervous system and induce that rest and digest system. But what is more interesting in this context is when we meditate and we focus on our breath. That is a common practice in meditation. You sit down, you tell yourself, I'm going to focus on my breath, and then you count 1 and so on. When you do that and you succeed in doing it, it's not easy, it sounds very trivial, but if you have tried to meditate, you know that after 5 breaths, you start thinking, where are my car keys, and so on.
Right.
If you succeed in doing this, then the influence of your breath on your brain becomes stronger. And monks, Tibetan monks that famously meditate for months and years, for them, that influence results in a dramatic change in brain activity after these many years of practicing meditation.
For the folks at home, take a deep breath this afternoon. UMD Professor Dr. Detlef Heck. Find his lecture coming up on Thursday, February 26th from 6 to 7 p.m. over at the medical school on the UMD campus. Dr. Heck, appreciate you stopping by today.
Thank you for having me.